gonna be the back window. It's a lot of rust in it, but I got a donor piece. Gonna be a lot of cuts, a lot of welding. I'm gonna take my time, or I don't screw it up too bad. I'll show you what I'm talking about. See, this thing is, got this off a donor car, but the back window of this car is pretty jacked. At one time, I made these corners, but I don't know if I'm gonna keep them or not. I may just take everything out and I'm probably gonna leave the good stuff and then just cut the bad stuff. I kind of mapped it out on here. You can kind of see, the parts I want to cut and put it back in there. But once that part's taken care of, then I got it down to this apron and straighten it out. Okay, at this top point, I've got it sprayed down with Ospro Rust Converter. I'm gonna allow that to dry, and then I'm gonna spray the inside of all these cavities down with something to protect them from surface rust and such in the future. And then I'll start cutting the panels to put in the replacement. Okay, so now that the rust converter has dried, I came back through and sprayed the inside of the cavities with some rust preventing primer. Anything helps for the long run. Maybe for the next guy when he's digging into this thing 50 years from now. It ain't pretty by no means, but you just weld it on there the best you can and then grind it out and see if there's any holes. All right. You see that thing that's shining, not too bad, but it's I'm getting better at this. That was one pass, so I'm gonna let it cool all the way down, then come back and hit the little pinholes around it, and then grind it out, and that's probably where I'll leave it until it's time for filler. But yeah, I'm getting there, man. I'm learning how. Guys, there's the first little piece, this right side. Of course, we still got to do body filler afterwards, but at least the rust is out and a piece of solid steel is in there. So keep on going. All right, guys, got the second piece kind of cut in. We had a boo-boo right here. Just gonna have to nurse it and build up and grind, build up and grind. But yeah, that was it. And then we're just down to 3 pieces. All right, guys, slowly getting the pieces in. It ain't pretty, but it'll work. And I'll be able to use my putty to dial it in, but at least the rust is cut out of it. Just got 2 places to go. All right, guys, out here I'm getting ready to fitting this last 2 pieces and get ready to weld this one in. So yeah, I'm excited just to button this up and start smoothing it out. That's the way I like them to look. Very little body work and shaping. That'll work. Now, all the welding on that portion's done. Now I'm just gonna get the mud out and pretty it up. It gets wobbles and stuff in it when you get it that hot, but at least it doesn't have the big old huge holes that were all around the back window anymore. Here we go, guys. Got the first coat of mud on there. It's gonna be a little bit different block in this because of the contours and stuff, so just have to take it slow and easy, and may have to just like kind of massage like a 2 or 3 inch part at a time just to get the contours right where they did look good when get some paint on it. All right, guys, first patch of mud's on. It's dried out, sanded up, fixing to hit it with some etching primer. All right, just gonna let this dry, and really dry good, and then we'll do a little sanding. I'll put a little dust coat over it, and then we'll just see if the low spots start showing their ugly face. But yeah, way better than a hole that was all. All right, guys, 2 layers of putty. Now I'm kind of just onto the spot putty stuff and starting to break it down to start making it look like a window opening again. All right, guys, getting closer and closer. Now it's just the little bitty spots, and then I'll have to block it once again, like put like a guide coat on it and just make sure I don't have any lows. But it's looking pretty sweet. Guys, letting the etching primer dry, but that's as far as I'm going to take it until it's an epoxy. But that's a hell of a lot better than it was. I mean, it's far from perfect, but it will be when I get done. Pretty sweet. All right, guys, I've went ahead and did all of the cut all the spot welds out, removed this back apron. When I got it out, this was actually all folded up and everything. Tried to get it straighter than it was. That still needs to be a little straighter. But yeah, go ahead and put the Ospro on it to get it all the rust neutralized, and then we'll put on this bad boy. Done, just gone through and taken all the little hook, those pointy things off, I hate those things. I always cut my hands on them. And did a sanding of the whole inside of this engine compartment area. And then I went ahead and ospreyed it a third time down in here. And then I'm getting ready to, I'll have to go through. I got one that pulled out, so I got to weld up this little spot right here. And then I've got two little holes right there that I'm just going to hit with a dab. And then after that, I got to figure out what to do with this. This piece sucks. I don't know exactly how I'm going to fix that, but I'll figure it out. I went ahead and covered up everything that I had taken down to bare metal with some etching primer. I got those holes welded up in here, the hole right there all welded up, and then also got this one all welded up. I got to do the body work on it, but I did put steel in it, welded it all up, so it should work. But that's it so far on this piece. All right, guys, got the bad part cut out, and now I just ospreyed everything back here. Is it Ospro or Osprey? Can't ever remember that. JT will remind me in the comments, because that's the kind of dude he is. Anyway, I'm just gonna let it sit for a little bit, and then I will get to making that patch piece and getting it in. Just stitched it in there. I'll seam seal around this, but of course this will all be, you can kind of see, all behind upholstery and stuff, so it's never going to be seen. And it looks, I mean, there's a little bit that you can see down on the bottom edge down there on the inside, but when I paint it, I think it'll be okay. Guys, I think that's going to work. I've just got it up there temporarily. I had to get the fenders out just to see how it lined up. I got to do a little bit more modifications to the tops and do some, but I'm about ready to screw that down and pull these fenders off where I can weld it in permanently. But yeah, that's gonna work pretty good. So I've gotten the panel is welded in. I don't know if you can see the welds there. I welded it on both sides. It was a lot of reshaping and stuff, but I got it right. It lines up perfect with the fenders. Now I've just taken most of the that yucky primer that comes on these panels off of it. We'll put some etching primer on it. I hear that if you leave that black stuff on, it could really affect how you're painted here. So let's clean it up, guys. This is the next step. Not really looking forward to it. It's pretty rotten, but I got to get all this filler that's off this panel and see what's left.